We're going to read a story today called Brandon's New School. We're going to do some word work and then you'll get to read the story. First, you need your whiteboard, your marker, and your eraser. If you don't have those two items, go ahead and get a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen. The first word I want you to practice is the word want. I want you to say it, write it, check it. Want. W-A-N-T. It is not spelled how it sounds, is it? W-A-N-T. Want. The next word is the word you. Like you are my friend. Say it. Write it. Check it. You. Y-O-U. All right, our next word, have. Say it. Write it. Check it. Have. H-A-V-E. Have. And our last word is the word be. Not the letter B, but the word be. Say it. Write it. Check it. Be. Nice job. All right. Go ahead and keep your whiteboard and eraser and marker out. We're going to look for parts or chunks that we know in words. That some of the parts and chunks we know are other vowel patterns, and some are the long vowel patterns. Okay, so we're going to think about those. First word I'm going to write and then I'll show you. So don't tell me the word. I want you to tell me what pattern or chunk you see. Yeah, if you see the E-E saying E, that's what I saw too. So when I say it, I go, eat. Oh, meat. 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 All right. I'm going to write another word for us to look for the parts in. All right, here it is. What vowel pattern or part do you see? I see E-A. And I know that says E. So we have eed, read. Read. This is a longer one. I think there's several parts that you know in this word. Yeah, I see ER at the end saying I also see ch, like cheese. And then here's that EA again. So we have t, teacher, teacher. In this story, we're going to see that there is a teacher in the story. Teacher. All right. I'm going to put away my marker and my eraser. And I have a new sight word for us. This new sight word happens to be the word new. And I know that EW says ew. So we have ew. In this story, Brandon has to go to a new school. New. And he's going to make new friends. And he has a new teacher. New. So take a good look at that word. Think about how it's spelled. N-E-W. New. All right, we're going to play What's Missing. You ready for it? What's missing in this word new? Yeah, E-W. It says ew, new. All right, here we go again. What's missing? Yeah, the N. New. All right, I want you to get your magnetic letters or your paper letters that I've sent home, and I want you to build the word new. N-E-W. New. New. All right, next, mix and fix. Where you mix them all around and fix it. N-E-W. New. All right, do it again. N-E-W. New. Great work. I think you're really going to enjoy the story today, Brandon's New School. Enjoy. Today we're going to read the story, Brandon's New School. It's Brandon's first day at his new school. Mom and Dad take him to meet his new teacher. So we're going to read to find out what happens on Brandon's first day at his new school. First, we're going to take a picture walk to see what happens in the story. So Brandon's new school, here's Mom and Dad, and Brandon's meeting the new teacher. So it was Brandon's first day at his new school. See if you can find that word new that we did in word work. New. Yes, here it is. New. New. But he was saying that he liked his old school. And they actually don't call him mom and his parents mom and dad. They're calling him mother and father. So that's something to make sure you're checking as you're reading, because you know what the word mom looks like. And Mom was telling him it's going to be a good school. You'll like it here. And here he is. He gets to meet his new teacher. And she tells him to come in because they're going to meet the kids in the class. And that there's lots of books to read. And he's saying right here on page 6, I can't read. Oh my goodness. So the teacher, like every teacher would say, is I can help you. And you'll have boys and girls, and they're very happy to have a new friend. So here he gets to meet the boys and the girls in his classroom. And here is a girl, and she's going to read a book to him. And then a boy says to sit with him. And then this girl in the picture on page 11 is saying what is she showing him? Yeah, her picture. Let's look at that word, picture. Let's see if we can find it on page 10. The word picture. So he says, okay. And then at the end of the day, he tells his mom that he made lots of new friends, and then he could read that book in his hand. All right, it's your turn to go ahead and read this story, Brandon's New School. So Brandon's New School, as you're reading, I want you to look for chunks and parts that you know. Like during our word work portion, we were looking at the vowel patterns, the E saying E, and the EA saying E also. We're going to see a bunch of those words, and that new sight word, new, is also in this story. And also think about, does it make sense and look right what I'm saying? All right, Brandon's New School. Brandon's New School. Go ahead and begin. Remember when you're reading later on Literacy Footprints website to make sure you click the check mark to say Mark read, that you read the story, and that way I know that you read the book and I know that you can reread it again in your book bag. So, what did Brandon do on his first day at his new school? What were some of the things that he did on his first day at his new school? Let's go back and look. He met the teacher, right? And then he met the teacher. Then he came in and he met the boys and the girls in his classroom. Yeah, that girl in the back, she read a book to him, and a boy said, "Sit with me." And another girl showed him the picture that she made. So how do you think Brandon felt at the beginning of the story? How would you feel if you were doing something brand new? Let's see. How do you think he felt? Yeah, I agree. He probably was nervous because it was a new school. Then if we looked at the middle of the story, kind of where he's starting to meet the kids, look at his face. Yeah, he's kind of starting to have fun. He's maybe getting happy or excited. And then if we look at the end of the story, how do you think Brandon felt? Yeah, he probably felt happy because now he had new friends and he could read the book. All right, next we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of writing about this story. Did you enjoy that story, Brandon's New School? So did I. All right, so we're going to write about how Brandon felt at the beginning of the story. So let's think about that. How did Brandon feel at the beginning of the story? Yes, he was nervous or he was scared. Why? Because it was a new school. It was his first day at his new school. He probably didn't know the teacher or the kids. And he didn't know how to read, so he was nervous about that too. So for our writing, we're going to say, in the beginning, Brandon was, however, I'm going to say nervous. And then I'm going to use that big word because to explain why I think that way. So in the beginning of the story, Brandon was nervous because it was a new school. Okay, so on your practice page, I want you to practice the word was. So on your practice page, you're going to write the word was. Check, were you right? You were. All right, I'm going to cover it up and I'm going to practice it again. Was, W-A-S, was. Was. All right, so if we don't know how to spell a word, like beginning is probably a word you don't know how to spell, what can we do? Yes, we can say it slowly and listen for the parts that we hear. So let's try that. So in the beginning. So I hear B, that's a word I know. In, I know how to spell in, I-N, begin, ing, and I know ing is a chunk I know. Look, beginning, beginning, in the beginning, Brandon, ooh, Brandon, just stretch it out. Remember to start with a capital letter. In the beginning, Brandon was, in the beginning, Brandon was, I said nervous. I'm going to stretch that word out. Nervous. Because if that's a word you don't know, I'm going to write it for you on the practice page so you can see. Because. B-E-C-A-U-S-E. Because. It's a great word to know. Because. And I want you to go ahead and finish the answer. So in the beginning, Brandon was nervous because, and then explain why you think he was nervous. Go ahead and push pause if you need time to write. If you're not ready, make sure you push pause and then you can push play. We're going to go over our checklist. So let's check our writing. So you have your 7 boxes. The first one is, I used a capital letter for the first word in each sentence. Did you use a capital letter? Especially for Brandon's name. I used punctuation at the end of my sentences. I used finger spaces between my words. I spelled my sight words correctly. I used my best handwriting. I went back and reread my sentence to make sure it makes sense. So important to do. And then the final one, right here, target. Did you stretch out words you didn't know? Like nervous? Great work. I hope you enjoyed reading the story of Brandon's New School. I look forward to reading with you again next week.